Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the All Signs Daily reading for everyone, essentially. It's a collective reading. So I do speak in broad terms. You have to figure out if and where it fits in your life, if at all. It's originally created for Monday, the 10/10 portal, after that full moon in Aries that we're experiencing Sunday night. But it's not fully set for that date. If you're seeing it at a different time and it makes sense to your situation, by all means, utilize it. These readings can be listen, they can find you when we need them rather than when they were originally created for. So, for those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu underneath any of my daily videos. In there's just some housekeeping rules, things I want you to think about when utilizing my readings. How to contact me via social media if you're interested in a private reading or just want to follow me. And also simple ways to support the channel. One way you can do that is hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, help me to grow the channel, share the video out with your friends and people that you think that might be able to utilize it, and leave me a question or comment. So let's get into these cards and see what's going on. I will be referring back to the Sunday underpinning energy reading, which is the weekly reading. That populates in the lower left-hand corner at the end of this video if you want to watch it. You hear me talking about cards that you don't see on the screen today. All right. Still feeling under the weather. Kind of like, I don't know what is going on with me. So we have the Hanged Man. Not really bothered by this, to be honest. Actually, it looks more like a hanged woman. But regardless, Hanged Man is Pisces energy. It's still that major arcana energy, but it is that pause energy, right? And it makes me think when I first saw it, I think about yesterday's reading, the Sunday reading. The beginning of the week is that Temperance card, also major arcana. It's also like an energy of don't do anything drastic, right? Hanged Man indicates that we're not maybe going to be able to do anything drastic. We might feel stuck even, or held back, or tied to something that I don't know that we want to get away from it so much as it just might feel like uncomfortable to be stuck in a situation where we can't fully make a full decision, right? The issue with the Hangman, or not that it's an issue, but the lesson of the Hanged Man is that once he sort of, or she hangs there long enough, sort of a spiritual awareness comes from this experience, this reflection, this attention that we place into like almost the present moment of where we're at, that we gain through the period of pause that the Hangman offers, right? We're supposed to put this time to good use to settle into where we're at, into our own skin, how we feel, whatever's going on, even if it feels somewhat uncomfortable or not like it's moving forward in the way that we feel that it should. Whatever it is that's kind of got us a little, because there's a little bit of a wind up with the Hangman, in my opinion. Like it always feels like, oh, I want to be moving forward, but I can't yet, right? But we can't because there's a piece of information that we need, or there's an awareness or an understanding that we have yet to receive or figure out for ourselves, right? Now, when I couple this with that Temperance card, it's like a double down on this idea of don't make any big choices, don't make any big decisions. Even though this energy is like sort of a pause energy, they're both major arcana cards, so it's a big pause, or it's an important pause. It's an important time to maybe withdraw, pull back, reflect, take inventory, inspect, those kind of things. Kind of come to mind when I think of both Temperance and the Hanged Man. It's like use this time post full moon during 10/10 portal to really assess where you're at, who you are, how you feel, what's going on within a situation from a place of, and this is where Temperance comes in, from a place of non-judgment, if at all possible, right? Where we're not necessarily judging ourselves or the situation or the other party, where we're just kind of looking at it from an outside point of view and going, okay, so what is this? What is my next move? Or how do I move this forward in a way that's productive and healthy? Or, what choices do I need to make next? We may not be able to take action on those choices just yet, but we can use this time to enlighten ourselves. That's always the wisdom that comes with the Hanged Man, is the opportunity to sort of become enlightened through this pause, or this what's the word I'm looking for here? It's like through reflection, right? It's like, even if the situation isn't all that comfortable or great, it's almost like once we become comfortable with it, or once we kind of are at ease with it, then we can figure out what it is we need to know, and then we can move forward. Does that make sense? And so I think that temperance is also underneath this, reminding us to be as much at peace as we can while moving through some of this energy right now. It might feel big. It might feel like choices or decisions need to be made, or action needs to be taken. But with temperance and the Hangman here, it's like, just wait. Yes, it's big. That's both of them being major arcana. Yes, it's big energy, but we're not like losing time. Nothing is wasted, is how I feel with these two cards working together this week. So keep that in mind as you roll through your day. Now let's see what's going on with the Wild Mystic Oracle card. Determination. Oh, hey, Pisces. We got to double down on Pisces, because Hanged Man is associated by Pisces, and we have the two fish and the Pisces symbol in the center. I live, and you know me, I'm, Pisces to the core. I love that we've got a double Pisces day. That indicates to me that this could be emotional for some of you. Also, there's something, with determination being there and it being the symbol of Pisces, I would say that there's probably something, because the Hangman brings about like some sort of enlightened belief or idea or realization, right? And so there's definitely not only an opportunity to maybe connect to our emotional selves, but also our spiritual selves, our intuition, to find that information and that enlightenment today. And being determined about doing that, even in the midst of maybe some adversity or a situation that we don't necessarily want to maybe be harnessed to or deal with, will assist us, if that makes sense. What kind of fish is this, though? That's what I don't know. Hold on one second, because I'm looking up fish, and that's obviously not what it is. Is it catfish? Chameleon. It's not catfish. Hold on, I gotta find the Pisces sign, guys. I don't know what type of fish this is. Give me 1 second. Oh, Jeebus. Oh, this is funny. Because it goes alphabetically by animal, not by the name on the card. So you have to figure out kind of what the animal is. And this is a particular fish, apparently. So I am trying to figure out which one it is. And this determination, too, also, I will say this, it kind of keys nicely into that idea of our energy this week, because the grounding stone for the weekly reading is our energy on obsidian. So grounding in this dark, not dark in a bad way, but this determination in finding our answers, maybe either spiritually, emotionally, whatever it is we need to figure out before we can move forward. We can do so from a place of, peace and non-judgment, hopefully. Oh, it's salmon. Oh, I love salmon. Salmon's good for your brain. Okay. And so let me read you about salmon. I thought it was a catfish. To me, it looked like a catfish. All right. Determination. This card represents determination and steadfastness. Salmon are migratory fish who spawn in fresh water, journey to the ocean, and then swim in the long, difficult return upstream to their spawning ground, where they procreate and die. They are revered by the Celts, Druids, and indigenous North Americans, often symbolizing wisdom, the cycle of the year, and the renewal of the world. Their path home is treacherous, with predators such as bears, birds, and anglers standing in the way. But the salmon preserves, despite but the salmon perseveres despite these obstacles. This card is a symbol of hard-won achievement and willpower in the face of great odds. While the hummingbird card is a sprint, the salmon card is a marathon, and that's the hanged man, the patience of the hanged man, guys. So this marathon or whatever, like hang tight, it's going to come, the answer's going to come to us, especially with the justice card at the end of the week. So just hang tight in what we're doing. This card is reassuring you that you are on the right path, even though it may seem treacherous, and urging you to stick by your convictions. The salmon's natural ability to find their way home may imbue this card with a feeling of return, navigation, and finding one's way back to a place of acceptance. This card may also represent those born under the Western zodiac sign of Pisces, the shadow reading. One shadow reading of the salmon card is the feeling of being lost on your path. Oftentimes, we take new pathways, streams, and rivulets, and they seem like a new direction altogether. You might feel lost or like you have made a bad decision. Try not to focus on the feeling of deviation and instead focus on the journey. Rivers lead back to the sea eventually. Correspondences. Element is water. The flora is allspice, balmony, dahlia, amaryllis, and garlic. The stones are jasper, pyrolusite, orange calcite, and hematite. And the spell work is aid and focus on the path at hand, blessings before a trial, spell work for a new job or long sought goal. So again, I just think even though we might be on a pause or feeling like we have to hold still for a minute, Temperance says maintain that balance, keep our calm, keep our cool, keep our determination, await the information that we need so that we can successfully move forward. It will come. Now let's look at the clarifiers. We have the Eight of Cups. Oftentimes, this is a card of walking away from a situation that's no longer working for us emotionally. There could definitely be, with all of this Pisces energy in the two upper cards, there could be some dealing with emotions. I mean, the moon was just full, so that oftentimes does bring the tide of the emotions to the forefront for us. So some of us might be doing, an emotional inventory or feeling stuck in our feels in some sort of way, but don't feel like, the determination of this Wild Mystic Oracle card says to me, don't get lost in your feels, honor them. The Eight of Cups would be about honoring them and allowing to be. Eights are also about maintaining balance, right? So to me, that brings me also back to that Temperance card where it's about that angel kind of pouring the water from the cup to cup, kind of in balance, sort of in harmony. So this Eight of Cups can be us seeking harmony within our own emotional body or within our own emotional self. We could be walking away from certain emotions, feelings, thoughts that are no longer working for us or that are producing, upset that's unneeded within us. Or it could be the very thing that's hanging that hanged man to the tree, right? Remember in the Sunday reading, the midweek card is that Nine of Swords. So there could be something that we're battling, not battling, but looking at or inventorying around this full moon and releasing that has to do with our thoughts and our emotions, right? That we have to take the higher road and maybe let go of something that we've been holding on to that is no longer sort of helping us or working for us. Where oftentimes to me, the Eight of Cups is the taking the higher road card. Like somebody has to make the choice to no longer do this kind of energy. And so it's about, self-preservation to a degree, and it's about growth and forward movement, but it's through the emotional self and oftentimes through a departure, also listening to the moon or the intuition. And we do see this moon here and it is quite full. So that could be an effect that's going on for us right now, especially with Aries, that Aries, impulsive full moon. It's going to be kind of intense, I would imagine. The next card is the Page of Cups. As if we didn't have enough Piscean energy, oftentimes the page is associated with Pisces. He is the dreamer. He is, we had the Queen of Cups in the clarifiers and the Knight of Cups yesterday in the Sunday reading. A lot of Cups energy, a lot of love, a lot of compassion, a lot of, the page would be about joyousness. This could be turning over a new leaf in how we feel about something, especially with that Eight of Cups there. We could be walking away from some set of feelings and opening ourselves to the idea of new feelings through the Page of Cups. The beauty about the Page of Cups is that he thinks outside of the box. He's not necessarily the one to go with the societal flow. He's not going to, he marches to the beat of his own drum, and he is oftentimes associated with magical thinking. And that is very much Piscean energy. And with all of this Pisces energy up on the board here, I would say today is the day to sort of channel him or think magically, because his presence and the joy that he brings and the sort of like liberation and freedom that he represents is, at least in my mind, when I read tarot, it can see us through almost anything. It's the power of the imagination that, can kind of surpass all other things that, fall in our path or in our way. And then let's see what the last card is, the Queen of Wands. So she is definitely tied to spirit. Wands is that element of spirit. She's looking to the future, and she's always got a little bit of an energy. To me, she can be a little cunning, right? She can be sly. She can be smart. She is sort of the determination that we see also in that Wild Mystic Oracle card, right? She's that swift, kind of slick, putting all of her assets to good use, right? And that's not a bad thing to do. Oftentimes people think, oh God, you shouldn't tout your skill set, or you shouldn't use like your sexuality for advancement or whatever it may be, right? She can be a bit of a manipulator, but she manipulates. It's like she wants to know the rules so that she can bend them in her favor. And so I feel like she actually is a nice final card for this reading, because sometimes Piscean energy can be a little bit misinterpreted. It can be so emotional, and it can be so sort of, oftentimes it looks from the outside to others as if they're overwhelmed by their emotions. And that's part of the shadow reading in the Salmon card, is like getting lost on our path. The Queen of Wands is that fiery determination that kind of sees us through this. Does that make sense, right? She's that cunning. She's still a queen, so she's still associated with the cups, right? Because queens associate with the suit of cups. But she's that element of fire. So she's that Aries full moon, right? And what do moons affect but the tides, the water, the emotions that are within us, right? And when I have an Aries rising, funnily enough, and I'm a Pisces with, I was reading about Chiron last night. And I guess I didn't realize this, but I'm in my Chiron wounded healer phase right now. You hit it around 50. And Chiron is in Aries right now in my 12th house, which is like, and I was reading about all of that, and that's a whole nother thing. But to me, excuse me, I'm still sick, guys. It's kind of why I'm filming these so late in the day. To me, this is the fire that Aries energy of the full moon brings, right? It's that direction. It's that spirit. It's that, sort of knowing it's still connected to the emotions, and it's still kind and compassionate. But in the end, it's going to sort of push us forward, or be the thing that moves us forward with and imbues maybe some of that determination that we see in that Salmon card. Today's the day, and I'll say this too, because there is this sort of pause energy with these two major arcana cards at play. The Queen is seated, right? But she's looking to the future. So even while we're seated today and we're in a pause and we're maybe reflecting or going through things and looking for that enlightenment and being determined about what it is we see, feel, hear, sense, know, we're setting it up for something future bound, is my feeling with that Queen of Wands, and we can trust it. We don't have to worry, right? She knows what she's doing. She's smart as all get out. Now let's go to the grounding stone. And the grounding stone, also on obsidian, is wisdom. So there's wisdom in the Hanged Man that needs to be obtained before we can move forward. And there's wisdom in our emotions, definitely, because there's something going on here emotionally for us that we need to kind of clock in and work on or connect to. grounding in the wisdom that we're gaining from, just being who we are in the present moment is going to be powerful, is my feeling. And then also maintaining that energy is for the Sunday underpinning grounding stone. Maintaining our energy and that sense of peace as we go through this transformation is going to be key. It's going to bring us the desired results that we want, is my feeling. And it's going to be setting us up for whatever's coming to us at the end of this week, is my feeling. So keep that in mind as you, if you feel frustrated or that you're not quite moving forward as quickly as you want to, understand that you are gaining some sense of wisdom or knowledge through this process. That is your reading. Thank you so much. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.